So we're just going to click here at the beginning of our movie and go ahead and get started. I've never really considered a career in interior design, but I've always been concerned with the feelings and effects that result from our environments. I'm always interested in looking at pictures online of really cool spaces that people have created. One of my friends recognized this fascination back in high school when she gave me a book about feng shui. I was instantly enamored with the ancient Eastern ideas of furniture placement. While in college, I traveled around the world aboard the MV Explorer through the Semester at Sea program. During our stay in Hong Kong, I sought out more information and experiences related to feng shui. Generally, feng shui refers to the placement of furniture and its effects on the movement or qi in a room. I practiced Tai Chi. I ate food that promotes the flow of qi. And I viewed a multi-million-dollar mirror that moves up and down the side of a high-rise to promote the flow of energy. And we'll go ahead and stop. And so you might notice that there are things that maybe it went a little too fast in some parts, or you made a little mistake. So you can always record your voiceover again. That's not a problem at all. Or you can take a look at your clip and you can make adjustments and changes on it. So you would just click on Clip Trimmer. And down here is when you can have the opportunity to make some changes. So let's see what it sounds like to begin with. I've never really considered. So there was a little bit of gap right there in the beginning. So maybe what we want to do is we just want to clip that. And so now, it's going to start at the beginning. But I've always been concerned with the feelings and effects that result from our environments. I'm always interested in looking at pictures online of really cool spaces that people have created. One of my friends recognized this fascination back in high school when she gave me a book about feng shui. I was instantly enamored with the ancient. So there's an example that I haven't finished really talking about feng shui, but my picture that's coming up is already referring to the next thing that I'm going to talk about. So if I want, what I can do is I can increase the duration of this slide. So first they want me to come down here and click Done in the Clip Trimmer. And then I'm going to go up here to this slide and we're going to make some adjustments on it. So right here it says that it's a duration of 3.5 seconds. Let's see what 4 seconds looks like. And listen to it. Back in high school when she gave me a book about feng shui. I was instantly enamored with the ancient Eastern ideas of furniture placement. So that seems like it might be long enough to actually put in another picture. So when you go down and look at my pictures and see if there's something that I haven't used that could work out well for this. Or maybe what I want to do is I want to change the way that I'm talking about this because I'm recognizing that maybe I'm actually going to talk about furniture placement later. Because this picture would be a really good option, but maybe it would work better over here. So what you can do in this time is that you can just sort of play with your clips, the length of them, of your photos, and see what works for your voice recording. And once you've made your voice recording, then you can figure out where you want all your pictures to go. Sometimes it's best to just make your voice recording without looking at the pictures right now because you'll feel like you're rushed and you need to get someplace else. When maybe you're not finished talking about a topic, you might not be able to tell how long a sentence is going to take for you to read it. And so if you're not looking at the pictures, it might make it a little bit easier to just record it and then to go back and to plug in the pictures the way that you're interested in having them. We're going to go into GarageBand and we're going to create some music to go with our piece. And so looking at our movie, we know that it is about 2 minutes long. So that's about how much music we want to be able to create. So we go ahead and go into GarageBand. And we're going to create a new project and we're going to be using loops. And it's going to allow us to name that. And we'll do create. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced in GarageBand, you might want to look at this section right here. This is going to name your tempo, your signature, and your key, and your beats per minute. And so if you're going to be actually creating your own music, you're going to want to look at that. And so maybe you'll come back, and this is after you've played with GarageBand a little bit more and to see what it can do. So for right now, we're just going to create the standard piece, and we'll go for Create Beats. Now, over here, we have our selection of different things that have been already created and are available to us. These are the loops that are available. I'm going to suggest that you start with Ensemble. And now what you can do is you can just look at the things that are listed down here and try some of them out and see if any of them would work well for your piece. And so we'll try for that and see if that will narrow down our process at all. That still might be a little too much. So when you choose the ones that actually have seconds listed, those are going to be the things that is going to have a clear beginning, middle, and end usually. Now the ones here that just have a beat, that's something that you would use to compile an actual song yourself. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look through this. What's an anthem? I don't know. I think that that's not so bad. I might be able to use it for mine. And it's about 2 minutes long. For the sake of making this video, for you to be able to see what we're doing, I'm just going to go ahead and use that. You can compile and put some of these things together if you'd like. But we're just going to go ahead and do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull Havana over here. And it's basically going to be all set for us. We can just listen to it and make sure. Now I can already tell it's going to be a little too loud. And so I'm just going to go ahead and pull this down so it's going to be a lot quieter. You hear that metronome in the background? I don't think that we really want that. And so let's just turn the metronome off. Okay, so I think that's going to work pretty well for me. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Share, and we're going to send the song to iTunes. Alright, it's going to be in my playlist, that'll be fine. And it's going to create the mix down for us, and then we're going to be able to pull that up in iMovie, just the same way that we pulled up, and it's going to give us a little preview here in iTunes. We know what it sounds like. So we'll just go back to iMovie, and go to our music note right here. And there we have Ashley's Feng Shui project. So sometimes this can be a little tricky in pulling it over to add it. There we go. And we'll add to it, and let's just try it out quick just to see what our sound is like. I've never really considered a career in interior architecture. It still sounds a little too loud, so we can make an audio adjustment on that. And here's our volume, and we'll pull it down. For the semester C program. During our stay in Hong Kong, I sought out more information and experiences related to Feng Shui. Generally, Feng Shui refers to the placement of furniture and its effect on the movement of energy or qi in the room. I practiced Tai Chi, ate food that promotes the flow of qi, and I think it might still be a little too loud, so I'm going to pull it down just a tiny bit more. And let's look at it in full screen mode. I've never really considered a career in interior or exterior design, but I've always been concerned. So now that we've put all of these things together, it's pretty exciting that we're almost finished with the project. And so what I would like for you to be able to do in the last part of it is to just add a title for the beginning. And if you click on the T here, you're going to be able to look at our title options. And so I would say don't choose something too flashy, just go pretty simple. And I'm just going to maybe go with the vertical drift. That one might be kind of cool for me. Or maybe the overlap. I think I like that. So what you're going to do is just wait till you get the little hand. Sometimes it doesn't always want to come up easily. There it is. And we'll pull it to the beginning here. And we're able to choose our background. And like I said, we want to just be really simple and keep everything pretty much the same. So I'm just going to go with the black here. Now what we can do is we can look at the fonts and it will show us the different font options and then the different sizes. And as we go along, it's going to show us the difference in the size and in the color options. I'm just going to ask for you to put one more thing at the end, and that's going to be your credits. Use something that's similar to what you used in the beginning. Make sure that you use the same font, same color, same background, all of that. And I would like for you to just note if you got any pictures that were taken by someone other than yourself, where those came from, or later on, if we're using music that we didn't create or find in GarageBand, I want you to be able to note that here as well. So you'll go ahead and you'll put an end one as well. And so now what we're going to do is we're just going to share. And we're going to share it to iTunes. I think this is the easiest option for you to be able to do on the computers in the computer lab. And we're going to click large if that's not already clicked, because that's a pretty middle of the road option that's going to work out pretty well for us. So you can go ahead and publish it. And after you publish, you can definitely go back and make changes. And then you're just going to continue saving it as the same thing and updating it until you get what you're really interested in. But when you go to hand this in to me for your final edit and to show your peer review, you can either use just this screen right here for the peer review and just click just the full screen and have someone watch it and fill out your peer review sheet. Or if you want to send it to iTunes, you're more than welcome to do that. So you'll just click publish, and then it'll send it to iTunes, and then you can let me know, and we can transfer it based on that computer. So there you have it. It's basically how to produce your first project for digital storytelling. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me an email or ask your classmates. And I just wanted to go back to GarageBand real quick and just to show you something else that I made before. And that is when you take the opportunity to look through these things and find out other things that have the beats listed, and you can make your own music if you don't like any of the loops that we already found. So this is something that we just put together in the first period class, and this is what it sounds like. Together yourself. So basically just search through the loops and see what sounds interesting to you. And if you get all of these different things clicked and you don't know what to do because you can't find any more options, just reset it and you'll go back to the beginning and be able to find something else. And again, you'll export that just the same way that we exported the one before. So I hope everything goes well for you, and I'm really interested to see your story.